promotes traditional rulers and national unity. In business news tonight, vehicle import crashes by 61%. Operators blame forex crisis. On the first scene, thousands of Palestinians return to Khan Yunis as the IDF withdraws. And on sport, Fulham agreed $27 million Smith Rowe. Hello and welcome to all of you as Nigeria and around the world to News Prime here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Evika Michael. We'd like to remind you that Global Television is on VSTV channel 365. And now the news. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Tertiary Education Trust Fund to increase the number of northern hostels in tertiary institutions from 36 to 72 by the year 2025. The Executive Secretary of TED Fund, Sonia Kiona, disclosed this during a meeting with the leadership of the National Association of Nigerian Students. A statement released by the fund says the President's directive follows his plans to ensure industrial harmony in tertiary institutions. And our President Bola Tinubu has approved the creation of a youth secretariat for the Federal Capital Territory Administration. The Minister of FCT Nyesom Wike met this noon in Buhari Area Council during a town hall meeting to dissuade the youth of Buhari and Abuja Municipal Area Council from joining the planned nationwide strike against the hardship in the country. The Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, has called on the Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council from the 17th state of the region to reach out to their northern counterparts to unite the country. Uzodinma spoke at the inauguration of the council in Owerri, performed by President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume. We'll bring you details of this news later. Now, the Director General of the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Dr. Fatima Waziri, says human traffickers are exploiting the Japa syndrome. This disclosure was made during a town hall meeting with stakeholders marking the commencement of the activities of the 2024 World Day Against Trafficking. Dr. Waziri explained that traffickers are preying on the individuals desperate to leave the country due to the poor socio-economic conditions. Now, the Federal Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, has inaugurated a National Infection Prevention and Control Technical Working Group to enhance the healthcare safety across the country. Members of the committee were drawn from various agencies of the ministry, such as National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, and the Center, as well as international organizations. The Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association's Naira Nursery and Primary School Asoko has commemorated the 19th edition of a speech prize giving and graduation ceremony. Shamajo has the details.
The Nahowa speech and prize giving ceremony was packed with lots of activities, from debate, spelling bee, professional costume display, drama, choreography, and lots more. The primary 6 graduates in their beautiful graduation regalias stepped out to deliver their current affairs presentation and sung.
About our country. Do you know the Northern and the Southern Protectorate was amalgamated in 1914 as one by Lord Lugar and his wife named Lady Flora Shaw in the country Nigeria. Do you know the name Nigeria means the people living at the back of the river Niger? Thank you. Do you know that Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was the first Prime Minister from 1960 to 1966? The first civilian president was Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. The first military head of state was General J.T.U. Aguiyi-Ironsi. Thank you. I know I love because I care.
The president of the Nigeria Army Officers' Wives Association, NAOA, Maria Abiodun Lagbaja, applauded the children for their remarkable achievements and encouraged them to be steadfast in their next level.
My dear boys and girls, today marks the end of just one chapter of your education and the beginning of another. You have grown not only in knowledge, but also in character. You have learned the importance of being kind, working hard, and helping others. These values will guide you as you move forward in life.
The children were filled with excitement as those who have done diligently well stepped forward to receive their prizes. Sharna J. reporting for Global TV News.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has expressed concerns about the political tension in Edo State ahead of the September 21st governorship election in the state. Professor Yakubu said INEC will be meeting with security agencies to address the concerns. Our correspondent has the details. The INEC chairman, speaking at the quarterly meeting with civil society representatives in the commission headquarters, Abuja, called the attention of the stakeholders to the recent political crisis in Edo, leading to attacks on its local government offices and physical confrontations among candidates.
We are concerned about the safety of candidates, agents, and supporters, as we are about the security of our own officials, security of observers, journalists, service providers, and above all, the voters.
Speaking on the preparation for the election, the INEC chairman revealed that additional bimodal voter accreditation system machines had been provided to the Edo State to train election duty personnel and to provide contingency support on election day.
Campaign by political parties and candidates is in full swing in both Edo and Ondo states. We urge you to intensify your advocacy for peaceful elections, including engagement with stakeholders. The Commission finds the recent event in Edo State, resulting in the deaths of a security personnel, worrisome. Happily, there has been no incident known to the Commission since then. Nevertheless, the Commission will meet with security agencies as early as Friday this week under the auspices of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security.
The INEC chairman also observed that with 52 days to the election in Edo State, some parties were yet to submit the list of their polling and coalition agents. It therefore called on party leaders to expedite their registration and upload the requirements on the portals, adding that the final register for the 2024 governorship elections in Edo and Ondo State are being finalized. The representative of Center for Credible Leadership, Nwambu Gabriel, noted that as a key player in the political process, civil society organizations remain steadfast in their commitment to ensuring electoral integrity.
The level of preparedness is very high. Consequently, we acknowledge and commend the opening remarks made by the Honorable Chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, which highlighted the importance of transparency, accountability, inclusivity, and conducting free, fair, and credible elections as we march towards Edo and Ondo governorship elections, respectively.
He added that the organizations were dedicated to upholding the sanctity of the ballot box, respecting the will and mandates of the people, and promoting political stability as well as the well-being of Nigerians. Edikan Michael, Global TV News. Yobe State government has directed all primary and secondary schools in the state to shut down academic activities from 31st July over the planned nationwide protests on hardship and August scheduled to commence on August 1st, 2024. The directive was contained in a statement by the State Commission of Basic and Secondary Education. The Associated Professor Abahiru is signed by the directors and management, Buka Modu in Damaturu. Akwa State Governor Pasumana has reiterated the commitment of his administration to address some of the economic challenges facing the people in the state. The governor said this at a town hall meeting with youth and civil society organizations as well as trade union members. He urged citizens in the state to remain calm and shun the planned protests. On the part, the representatives of the security agencies assured the people of their safety and advised all citizens of the town to go about their businesses without fear. Now, ahead of the planned nationwide protest against bad governance due to commencement from August 1st, the federal government has declared all its 256 custodial centers across the country as red zone. Adeyemo has urged the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tajuddin Laboja, to withdraw soldiers deployed across the Federal Capital Territory and other cities ahead of the proposed hunger protest. It is reported that the increased presence of security agents, including military personnel within the Federal Capital Territory, ahead of the proposed nationwide protest slated for August 1st to 10. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has issued a 2-week ultimatum to the government for the unconditional release of its members, Dr. Ganiyat Papola, who was kidnapped 7 months ago at the senior staff quarters of the National Eye Center, Kaduna. The association said industrial harmony cannot be guaranteed if a release is not secured within 2 weeks. The doctors made this known in a communique issued after its National Executive Council meeting in Katsina from July 22 to 27. Theme: the Nigerian economy and its impact on residency training, challenges and opportunities for a robust healthcare system. The National Agency for the Prevention of Trafficking in Persons has apprehended no fewer than 115 suspected human traffickers and rescued 75 victims in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, and River State. The Zonal Commander of the agency, Emmanuel Awen, disclosed this in an interview in Uyo. The zone comprised Akwa Ibom, Cross River, and River State. Moving from that, Libya has repatriated 269 irregular migrants to their home countries, Nigeria and Mali, including more than 100 women and children. Mohamed Maroudas, head of the Libyan Interior Ministry Organization, talks with halting irregular immigration, said that the 2 repatriation flights took place transporting 204 Nigerians and 165 Malians. Maroudas said 9 babies, 18 minors, and 108 women were among the Nigerian irregular migrants. He said that the flights were carried out in coordination with the International Organization for Migration. You're watching this prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and all the handles now shown on the screen. When this prime returns, 93 killed, dozens trapped in India landslides. We'll bring you these and other top stories right after this break. Do stay with us.
Health Guide on Global Television on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Health Guide on Global Television. Put your health first. Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumaine Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and they repeat every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss.
You are watching News Prime, your global television. Many thanks for staying with us. And now to business focus tonight. The federal government says it has created centers across the country where Nigerians can purchase a 50 kg bag of rice for 40,000 naira. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, revealed this while briefing correspondents on the outcome of the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the State House of Abuja. Idris said this was one of the several initiatives by the Tinubu administration to ease the living conditions for citizens. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has announced its goal to increase the crude oil production to 2 million barrels per day by the end of the year. The country's daily production rose from 1.27 million barrels in June to 1.6 million in July. Speaking during a meeting with maritime stakeholders at the Nigerian Navy headquarters, the Group Managing Director of NNPCL, Mele Kari, expressed optimism that the target will be met, emphasizing that NNPCL was fully committed to achieving it. Represented by Followan Shankran, the Managing Director of Pipeline NNPCL, Kari urged the security agencies to continue their effort against the oil theft and pipeline vandalism to help the company meet its target. The importation of vehicles in the country has dropped from 28,024 units in the first quarter of 2023 to 10,991 units in the same quarter of 2024, representing a 60.8% decrease. This was contained in the Nigerian Port Authority's performance report January to March 2024, which showed that Nigeria's port welcomed 251 ships in the first quarter of 2024. According to document, the figure represented a 4.3% decrease from the 275 ships that visited the nation's seaport within the same period in 2023. The federal government has requested a $500 million loan from the World Bank to improve the dam safety and enhance water resource management across the federation. This loan is expected to address the country's water security challenges and boost agricultural productivity through the Sustainable Power and Irrigation for Nigeria project. Now, the Senate Committee on Capital Markets, the Security and Exchange Commission, and stakeholders in the capital market have agreed to evolve the practicable strategies to address the issue of unclaimed dividends in the country. The agreement was reached at a one-day public hearing organized by the Senate panel to find a lasting solution to the issue. Apart from suggesting a further amendment to the Finance Act, the shareholders at the forum stressed the need for proper sensitization about the activities of the SEC. To first scene tonight, Russia says it has extinguished a fire in an oil depot that blazed 48 hours after a Ukrainian drone attack. This hit dozens of Russian energy sites and oil depots over the last year, and an escalation of attacks inside the Russian territory is something it sees as retributions of Moscow's aerial bombardment of its cities and power stations. Alexis, the Russian governor of the cross-border region, said that the rescuers have extinguished a fire at an oil depot. Now, the United States has sanctioned 5 people and 7 companies in the country, China and Iran, accusing them of heading the Tehran's ballistic missile and the drone program. The United States Treasury Department said in a statement that the sanctions targeted individuals and companies in China, Hong Kong, and Iran involved in procuring the key components for subunits of Iran's. The Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics added that the U.S. will continue to impose the costs on those that facilitate Iran's ability to produce these deadly weapons. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has declined to testify in a graft investigation involving his wife Bagona Gomez. The hearing took place at the Moncloa Palace, with the sergeants invoking his legal right not to testify against the close family members. According to the Spanish law, the session, which lasted approximately 20 minutes, saw Sanchez confronted by a judge, representative from the prosecutor's office, and a lawyer from the far-right party Vox. The Martha Castro, a lawyer for Vox, confirmed the Prime Minister's refusal to answer questions, stating Sanchez invoked his right not to testify. Thousands of Palestinians are returning to their homes in the Khan Yunis after the Israeli military said it had completed a week-long operation in the southern Gaza City. Israeli troops re-entered the city last week after officials said that Hamas was attempting to reassemble its forces there. Reports say some 150,000 Palestinians were forced to flee their homes ahead of the operations. The security forces in Venezuela have fired the tear gas and rubber bullets at the people protesting on Sunday's disputed the election result. And thousands of people descended onto central Caracas, some walking miles from the slums on the mountains surrounding the city towards the presidential palace. The protesters erupted Venezuela capital the day after the President Nicolas Maduro claimed victory. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell has condemned the use of excessive force against the protesters in Bangladesh after days of violence that killed at least 206 people. The violence erupted after student rallies against the civil service jobs quotas this month, and the veto based on the police and hospital data includes the several police officers. Critics have said that the quota is used to stock the public jobs with loyalists of the ruling Arami League party. And now Russian forces says they have captured another village in their offensive in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region. The defense ministry said Russia has liberated the village of the Providence on the outskirts of Turks and larger towns which Russian forces have advanced towards in recent months. Before Russia launched its full-scale military offense in 2022, the village had a population of around 1,400, according to Ukrainian government estimates. Now, at least 93 people have been killed and dozens are still feared trapped after heavy rains triggered massive landslides in the southern Indian state of Kerala. The landslide struck the hilly areas in the district in the early hours of today. The rescue operations are on the way but are being hindered by heavy rains and the collapse of a crucial bridge. In sport tonight, Napoli is reportedly ready to engage in talks with Chelsea over a player plus cash deal for Victor Osimhen this summer. As the Italian club seeks solution for the Nigerian striker's situation, the Blues have been on a spending spree this summer with Enzo Marzis overseeing a significant squad overhaul at the Stamford Bridge. And now Rafael Varane has officially signed for Serie A club coming following his exit from the Manchester United this summer. The 2018 World Cup winner left over Old Trafford as a free agent on June 30th after the Red Devils opted not to trigger an extension on his contract. Fulham have agreed to the €27 million deal with Arsenal for Emil Smith. A deal that also includes a €7 million more in hard wants. Negotiations between the two clubs have been ongoing in recent weeks, with Arsenal first rejecting an initial bid as Crystal Palace also held interest in the playmaker. The agreement looks set to mark a new club record transfer fee for Fulham after they previously forked out €25 million on the midfielder Jean-Michel 6 years ago. And to wrap up on News Prime tonight, let's get to the headlines. Tinubu approves establishment of FCT Youth Secretariat. Libya deports 369 Nigeria, Mali migrants. And now in business, vehicle import crashes by 61%. Operators blame the Forex crisis. On the first scene, thousands of Palestinians return to Camp View as the IDF withdraws. In sport, Fulham agreed €27 million as Smith's role. That's the package on News Prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platform using @Global TV NG and all the handles now showing on the screen. I'm Edika Michael. Many thanks for staying with us and watching. See you again.